All right, welcome back, COSA 30 folks. Professor Almeida here. Hope that your weekend is off to a good start and you've had a chance to settle in for your first week. Anyway, in this video, I want to talk about your second week with COSA 30. But before I do that, really key reminder about what's due tomorrow night and what you should have been doing in your first week. Remember, we are taking 16 weeks worth of COSA 30 and we're compressing it down into 12, so things will be moving faster in this class and you really don't want to wait until the last minute to get started. Okay, that's a recipe for disaster, especially in an online class. So without further ado, let's take a look in Canvas here and see what needs to get done. All right, the Tech Basics worksheet is the only thing that is due tomorrow night. Okay, and if you haven't had a chance to look at this, again, you really don't want to be waiting until now to get started. You still have some time though. Here's the worksheet. You're going to download this worksheet onto your system and you're going to fill it out. Okay, you can find the answers to these questions by going into the Tech Basics Training Sim, or you can do some Google searches. But you do need to fill out this worksheet and submit it back into Canvas for grading. It's worth 10 points. Here's the rubric on how it's going to be graded. And again, this is a participation requirement. I'm going to be finalizing my roster after Sunday night, Monday morning. And if you don't turn in this worksheet on time, I'm going to assume that you're no longer interested in the class. So make sure that you get this worksheet turned in. Okay. Also, during the first week, you had a couple of other assignments starting with Tech Basics. So here's that Tech Basics training sim. This is what it looks like. Actually, let me get out of this here. Okay. Let me do a few things. And I know there were issues with Connect earlier in the week, and what I ended up having to do was essentially create a new Connect course. The good news here is that Tech Basics is now cut down to 53 minutes. It used to be almost 2 hours. Very few of you seem to have gotten started on the old training sim, so this shouldn't take you as long. Okay, make sure you go through and complete the training sim. By the way, to get answers to the questions in the worksheet, you can click here on View Resources. Okay, and this is the screen that you saw earlier. So you can find your answers here to the worksheet, or you could also perform some Google searches. Okay, so you just click on resources and that will help you answer the questions to this worksheet here. So you have your Tech Basics Training Sim, and then there's an accompanying quiz, and then we get into Digital Citizenship, again, Training Sim and quiz. By the way, the Training Sims do need to be completed on time. The scores freeze after the due date, which is Sunday, October 9. Additionally, your scores will sync as you progress through the training sim. So you want to avoid checking your grade book until you actually finish your training sims. Otherwise, you're going to see it and you wonder, well, wait a minute, why does it say I'm only 50%? Well, it's because you are 50% of the way through the sim. So I hope that makes some sense here. Okay, so that was the first week. Now, let's take a look at week 2 here. So week 2 continues with Connect. We have communication, collaboration, again, training sim and quiz, and then finally safety and security. Then we switch gears to SIMnet. Okay, this is why you need to register with both Connect and SIMnet, as you can see to the left here. We get into Windows 10, Office 365, and file management, and it's the same thing. You have a training sim, and then you have a quiz, okay, except they call it an exam in SIMnet. By the way, if you want to watch videos on how things work in SIMnet, you can go back to the Connect and SIMnet information page. Okay. One last thing, we have the Success Check-in Forum. By the end of the second week, I'm going to expect that you have full access to both Connect and SIMnet. You can also use the 14-day trial period if you cannot get access codes for some reason, but you will need to have full access to both Connect and SIMnet. You can purchase access cards through the LBCC bookstore. You can also purchase access directly in Connect and SIMnet. However, for that second option, where you're purchasing directly in Connected SIMnet. Any issues need to be resolved with McGraw-Hill. Okay, please don't contact me if you choose that second option. Okay, you can leave a few short words in the forum, and by doing that, you will unlock access to week 3 when October 10 rolls around. So make sure that you check in with me and confirm that you have full access to both Connect and SIMnet. And again, you can do it in a few short words. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Week 2 is already open for you to get started. Okay, remember that Canvas modules open 2 weeks at a time. You don't have to wait until Monday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let's make sure that we are staying on track in this class. Again, we are moving a little bit faster at 12 weeks, and you really don't want to fall behind. All right, have a good rest of your weekend. We'll be in touch, and thanks for watching.